Mina protocol. So, Mina protocol has obviously had some really bad price action. A lot of things have this past year. Now, in terms of what they have built, they've built like the smallest blockchain ever. Development's been okay. I want to really run through some of the numbers, the statistics, where they're at right now, and what we can kind of expect in terms of price action this year. Now, before I get into any of that, guys, if you're new here, this spreadsheet shows the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos, I showed myself buying up all of these cryptos. These were coins I thought were going to do very well and make a lot of money. You can see what they were all worth when I recorded my videos. These are the highs these cryptos hit around about 16 months on. And these are what your profits would have been if you'd have popped $100 into these coins. So 100 into each in that time would have made you a little over 123 grand. Again, that took about 16 months. Thing is Bitcoin continues to try and push for new highs. So you've not got that long to get your portfolio sorted. If you're not happy with the coins you own or you don't own any, have a look at copymycrypto.com. Now, this is the website I run where I share my entire portfolio with my members. So they know every single coin I own. And whenever I'm looking at buying or selling a crypto, I'll tell my members the crypto that I'm looking at buying or selling, the price that I'm going to buy or sell at. This means my members get in and out of coins at the same price as me, so they can make the same profit, but they don't have any work to do. And if you actually go onto the site, you'll be able to see some of the profits my members have made. You'll also be able to see some of our past successes as well, which are all public record. You can actually go onto the old videos on this channel, verify absolutely everything that you read, that you watch, that you see on the site. And if after doing that, you like what you see and you want to hear more, whether it's the daily market update videos that I give my members, or whether you just want to find out which cryptos I think are going to be the winners this year, like I predicted with Phantom back in 2020 when no one was talking about it. All you've got to do to find out, guys, is join up on the site. Now, Mina. So, Mina launched back in 2021, launched at very high price. Its all-time high was basically the price they had launched at, $9.91. They've got big investors, by the way. You know, they're invested with Coinbase Ventures invested in them, Polychain Capital, obviously 3 Arrows, they're dead now. But part of the reason for this is the size. I mean, they call this a minimal synced blockchain. Idea being that it removes a ton of the requirements, the huge computational needs that so many blockchains have. I mean, you look at Bitcoin's blockchain is over 300 gigabytes comfortably now. You've got Mina protocol that's like 22 kilobytes. It's the world's lightest blockchain, and it's designed to remain constant despite growth in usage. And that's kind of the principle behind it. The main objective is to achieve an efficient distributed payment system that basically enables its users to natively verify the platform right from Genesis block. Its white paper calls this as a succinct blockchain. They use zero-knowledge snarks to basically authenticate information without revealing the information. So there's a level of privacy to it. However, enabling a user to trace the platform back to its Genesis block can be impractical in a large network. So they use snarks that concentrate on only the last few blocks, which means that end users can check the compressed proofs instead of a blockchain's entire transaction history, which, like I said, is kind of it's not efficient, is it? It's going to take, like, you go through an entire blockchain, it's going to take friggin' ages. So it's similar to Bitcoin, apart from how it handles transactions. Also employs the account model used in Ethereum. So the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum is that the state of the Bitcoin blockchain contains a list of unspent coins, while Ethereum's state is made up of account balances. Mina uses a prover, which is an equivalent of a miner to ensure each block commits to the state. So there's some big participants within this, and I'll talk through kind of what we've got there. But there are three major roles. You've got verifiers, you've got block producers, and you've got snarkers. Each one has a different role in order for transactions to be verified, etc. If we check actual usage, I mean, this is the thing, right? So we can have a look. Although I'm underwhelmed by Mina Explorer, because I have actually loaded this a couple of times, and each time it's just a bit, well, it's a bit glitchy, to be honest. So a lot of information doesn't appear. It usually says this takes 0 seconds, but it's taking much longer, or some crap like that. And you'll see that, I'm sure. So there are 265,000 accounts in Ledger. As you can see, still waiting. There we go. Bit better. There we go. All right, that was a little better than it was. So blocks per day. Yeah. So transactions. There we go. So transactions per day by type. So you're knocking it around sort of a couple thousand. I mean, it ranges. It's kind of weird, but it ranges between at peak kind of 8,000 payments versus kind of at low 500 or so. So there's some usage here in terms of stake delegation. Stake delegation is basically between 5 and 20 kind of every day, barring one day where there's a couple thousand. Total amount transferred per day in terms of Mina ranges quite dramatically. Sometimes it's in the 5 million region or 3 million region. Sometimes it's in the 40, 50, 60 million region. Mina itself does have a couple, 1.22 billion tokens in circulation right now. ZK app transactions per day is piss poor. I mean, piss poor. So we're not looking at anything significant there. Snark workers per day, very minimal. Block producers per day, not huge. Accounts accessed per day, pretty damn minimal as well. Maybe occasionally you have a day where there's a ton, but in general, pretty low. Statistics here aren't fantastic. Statistics here are not fantastic at all. Let's have a look at status. So status is nothing much to review there. Let's have a look at staking. See if there's any information here. Staking pool. Maybe staking pool. No, I don't want that. Or staking ledgers. That might help. No. So not tons on the staking numbers either. All accounts. Let's have a look at all accounts. Yeah, so 255,000 accounts at the moment. If we're talking about token accounts specifically, how many are we looking at? 9,000 different tokens. Okay. When we actually have a look a bit more into the ecosystem to me, somewhat underwhelming. There are about 248 different projects. Obviously, some of it will be infrastructure based, some will be exchanges. So really, we're more interested in, let's see what DeFi they've got. See, DeFi, again, pretty underwhelming in terms of the DeFi options here. Not heavy usage on any of this. They've got some social stuff. Again, I mean, I think the social sort of networks have got some potential within the sort of decentralized space, but I don't think we've really seen that full emergence yet. Games wise, I don't think the speed of the network's good enough to handle too much on gaming. There's about 20 different games. There's Mina Poker, Mina Wordle game. So there's a few different games knocking about. All in all, though, it's pretty underwhelming. Let's have a look at analytics, if we can maybe get a bit more info on this. So total amount transferred, 15 billion. Total payment transactions about 8 million, around 9 million. Yeah. So, given what, I mean, this would be a long-term investment, Mina, but it is worth noting, look, there is no max supply here. The total supply is what it is. It's I mean, small unlocks, no data on small unlocks, but community engagement and technical development, that's not necessarily a bad idea. On all the big exchanges, volume's okay, it's not amazing, but some days that it has very, very, very good volume. I can't see it getting anywhere close to its all-time high. I just can't. I think we have had a huge surge in layer 1s, layer 2s that have emerged over the past couple of years. Massive, massive, massive amounts. So Mina is competing with, I mean, the problem is tech's always going to improve. Tech's always going to improve. And we're now seeing a lot more layer 1s that have theoretical throughputs of, hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. Obviously, they're still theoretical, but some of them look close to achieving it. The competition is massive. Whilst Mina has some good investors like Coinbase, there's not been, the CEO is kind of pushing for a spearhead in technical development. That's a good thing. They need to actually push much more on growing the ecosystem, or at least if they're going to talk about being a payments, like a succinct blockchain for payments, then they've got to figure out how they're going to spearhead payments and drive people to use it as a payment system in some way, shape, or form. At the moment, I'm not seeing enough to suggest that this is going to do magnificent things this bull cycle. All-time high, like I said, just shy of $10. I think it's got a chance of getting there at the moment. I think realistically, based on kind of where things are at right now, and given the sheer enormous competition that they have to deal with, we're probably looking at a cryptocurrency that is going to struggle to get to a couple of dollars. I think realistically, it might only be, tickling $1 this bull cycle, because I think that there's still, like I said, there's a ton of accounts. People are invested in this, but there's too much competition right now, and the Mina has to differentiate itself from the competition. The only way it does that right now is that minimal blockchain, and I'm not sure how many people care enough about that, and I'm not sure that there is the excitement around it, because fundamentally you need retail investors to be excited. At the moment and over the last couple of years, most retail investors have been excited by meme coins. So there's something here, but we'll see how this sort of CEO spearheading of community engagement and of technical development works. If that works well, along with some sort of standard business practices with regards to sort of marketing, advertising, and that might have to be more targeted towards developers. Maybe it can buck just $1. Maybe it can get to a couple. But right now, I think honestly $1 is kind of best case scenario. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. How high do you think this can go in this bull cycle? If you're a long-term investor in Mina, what are you hoping to see over the sort of next couple of years? Forget about this bull cycle. Why do you think it's a good long-term play? Let me know in the comments. Guys, we're in a bull cycle. If you're not happy with the coins you own, or if you don't own any, have a look at copymycrypto.com. If you go onto my site right now, you'll be able to see some of the profits my members have made. You'll be able to see some of our past successes as well. These are public record. Go onto the old videos on this channel. You can verify them all. On the site, you'll be able to see the profits my members have made. And like I say, verify it. On the site, I share with my members every single coin I own. When I'm ready to buy or sell a crypto, I tell my members the crypto that I'm going to buy or sell, the price that I'm going to buy or sell at. So my members get in and out of coins at the same price as me, so they make the same profit without any work at all. If you want to hear the daily market updates I give my members, if you want to find out the coins that I think are going to be the big winners of this bull cycle, all you've got to do to find out about them is join up on the site. And if you do, guys, I'll see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Bye-bye.